Hello friends, how are you all doing today? My name is Rainy. The channel is Rainy Day Reads. I should probably add to it Rainy Day Reads and Crafts or Stitches or something, but Rainy Day Reads just has like a nice ring to it, and I haven't really found any way to add anything onto it yet to like that still sounds good to me. So if you have any ideas on how I could change up or add something to my channel name to still have it flow, um, but that would reflect my new interests on here, let me know. But anyway, today is FlossTube episode 22, I believe. It has been about a month, I think, maybe a little over a month since my last update. It's just busy. It's the holiday season. I have been working on projects, but just either haven't had the motivation to film or just been too busy to film. So, but today I am back with you for finish, a lot of progress, some knitting, and maybe a book or two at the end. I might start putting those in at the end. I just had to cut out me coughing because, I mean, that's normal. But this might be a little bit of a choppy video because I have a lot of different things going on right now. So I might have to stop and start in various places, but hopefully I can make it fairly seamless. We'll see. And also, do not mind my nails if you happen to see them close up. I really need to get them redone. I've started going to get them done at, a local nail place. I used to use the Color Street nails, and I'm not against the Color Street nails. I just haven't taken the time to put them on. But my mom had been getting dip nails for a while, the powder stuff, and she really liked it. Or I think she went to gel nails at the local place, but she suggested that to me, and I went and tried the gel nails. They didn't really work for me. They chipped really badly after maybe only a week, which was weird. I didn't think they were supposed to do that, but then I tried the dip nails, and they've been staying on really well, but it's been over a month, and I really need to get them done. So I'm hoping to do that this weekend, maybe, because with American Thanksgiving coming up next week, it'd be really nice to like have nice looking nails. And plus, these are getting too long. I like my nails short because I'm a secretary, so I type a lot, and I'm starting to notice that like my fingers aren't hitting the keys correctly on my computer. So yeah. But anyway, you don't care about that. As far as life stuff, I don't really think that there's been anything notable since the last time I talked to you. Nope, not really. We had Halloween, which is not my favorite holiday. I think I've talked about that before. I sort of I mean, I guess I tolerate cutesy Halloween. It's not like, I mean, if Halloween wasn't even a thing, I wouldn't care at all. It's not something that I am all gung-ho to decorate for. I don't care to stitch things that are Halloween-esque, really. You saw in my last episode, I think, that I finished We Three by Lindy Stitches, which is technically, I guess, supposed to be a Halloween piece because it has cats in witches' hats. But to me, it is more of a Shakespeare-inspired stitch. But I have kept it out through Halloween, and actually it's still sitting out because I'm lazy. But yeah, I have not decorated for Christmas yet. And it is, as I'm filming this, it is the 17th of November. But I am a day after Thanksgiving girl for decorating for Christmas. This year might be like 2 days after Thanksgiving because I think I have Black Friday plans, which is not my thing. I am not the shopping type, but my friends want to go out to celebrate a friend's birthday. We were going to do it last weekend, but sickness by some of them made that we had to reschedule. So, but that's okay. We're going to attempt to do it before the rush of all the holidays start, which obviously we're not going to get it in before Thanksgiving, but we'll see. We all have off for for Thanksgiving and the day after. So, and then, of course, the weekend. So it's a good time to try to get together. So yeah, but that's really it. There's nothing going on. Yeah, I'll talk about December plans later, I guess. But anyway, we're 6 minutes in. Let's just get on to the finish that I have first. Now, I should give a disclaimer that I did not iron anything because, like I said, life has been busy. I have been lazy when it hasn't been busy. And I thought if I take the time to iron all my projects that I'm going to show you today, nothing will get done. Or this video will not get done. So my finish for the month of November, most likely, although hopefully I will have one more by the end of November. But the finish that I have finished is the Black-Throated Warbler by Lindy Stitches. This is April's bird for her Bird Crush Club. Obviously, I am way behind because we will be getting our last bird at the beginning of December. So obviously, yeah, I'm way behind, but I finally got the Black-Throated Warbler done, and he is so cute. I did somehow mess up the branch, the spacing on the branch, and so like all of my wording is kind of like shifted over and stuff. I don't know what I did, but I didn't care enough to try to fix it, except for fixing it so that the words would work and not be like, because as you can see, there's a lot of gray and black, and the words are in black, so I didn't want it to like go into the branch too much so that you could still see that it said warbler. Yeah, I have realized that I am not good with the variegated thread. I like it. It looks pretty, but I'm not good with it. So it seemed like all the spots where it did have to, where it was like charted to go into the branch, were where I got the dark pieces. And I don't know how to fix that, but whatever. It's fine. I love it. So hopefully it fits in the hoops that I have for all the different birds. And hopefully next time you see me, I will have it fully finished, which if you've seen my other finishes of the Bird Crush Club, you will know that I'm just putting them in small, I think 5-inch. I think I have 5-inch hoops. And I should say that this is, let's see, fabric is Color and Cotton, 18 count in the color Boardwalk. This was my first time using Color and Cotton, and I really like it to make a comparison to something that I see lots of people use and I have used a lot. I would say that it is comparable to Picture This Plus Aida. It's floppy. It's not like the stiff Aida that you can just get at Michael's and on Amazon and stuff, which I mean I will use. I'm not snobby about that. I will use the stiff Aida, but I do like when I can get the nice dyed Aida that feels a little bit more linen-y. But although I will say, for when I use Picture This Plus Aida and this Color and Cotton, but mostly Picture This Plus. I almost find it like too floppy for me. Like it seems like if I pull it too much, like, which I don't think I've done any framing with it because I only just like framed my first piece myself. But whenever I feel like I want to frame something with it, it's gonna like be all wonky if I try to pull it too tight. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that's a long ways down the road. These ones are just going to be put in a hoop, so I feel like I can handle that. And they don't have like edges and things that if I do pull it a little out of, shape, it's not going to matter that much as long as it all fits in the hoop. So that was my only cross stitch FO for this month so far. Now we will go into whips, but let's start with knitting whips because that's something that I don't always have, but I'm making a gift this month for Christmas, obviously, and then I started a pair of socks. Ooh, hold on one second. Okay, sorry, I had to pause for a second, so let me think. I think we ended on a good place where we can start with the whips. And I think we are going to start with my knitting whips because I have 2 at the moment. So let's start with the one that I am making for a gift. Now I am making an Alaska hat by, oh gosh, I forget who the designer is, but I will pop a picture of the finished product up here, and I will, if the designer's not on there, I will link it down below or put it on the screen or something. But I have made this hat one other time before for myself, but I did not use the called for yarn at that point. And while I like it for myself, the yarn wasn't quite what I had in mind. I had bought it from my local yarn store and it wasn't as like sunsetty as I thought. It's just more like variegated, so it didn't really like work up the same way that I was hoping for. So I this time from Knit Picks bought the called for yarn, which is ooh, I had the ball band, but I don't at the moment. I am unprepared. But the colorway is Chroma. I will try to remember to put the brand, but it's like Knit Picks, blah, 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 in Chroma. And it's a fingering weight yarn. And I also had another just Knit Picks in gray that I will also try to find, but it's the called for. So I use both the called for to try to get the correct kind of color variation that I was looking for. So I am almost done with the color work portion. Ooh, that looks really nice on the screen. It is hard for me to see it when it's close up to me, but ooh, that looks really nice. So yeah, this is where I am, and I see how it just kind of blends really nicely to create that like sunrise in Alaska, or like or I suppose it's supposed to be the Aurora Borealis probably. But like I just think of it as like a sunset or a sunrise. So this is the ball. So I will probably end up getting to this pretty blue color after the color work, which is kind of sad, but at least I'm getting this pretty blue in there because I really wanted that. But I tried to make it, because if like it was a sunrise, it would be like pinker towards the bottom and then it would get darker at no, sunset. It would be darker regular blue at the top and go down to the I guess either way, right? But you understand what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. Thinking is hard. Science is hard. But anyway, I think it's turning out really nice. I'm very excited about this. Ooh, It looks so much better on the camera than it does in my, like right up close to my face when I'm stitching. Nice. So this was the only part of this that I do not like and is really tedious is this really wide brim. You're supposed to obviously fold it up, but it takes forever because it is fingering weight, and it's is it a 2x2? No, it is a 2x2 rim. Jeez, I can't even remember. But it just takes forever, and yeah, so, but once I get to this part, it flies, and you wouldn't think so because it's color work, but it's only color work, and now that I have not mastered, but now that I've kind of figured out continental style knitting at the same time as my English style knitting, which is my preferred method still, then it does go faster. So, but yeah. This is going to be for my friend Marcia. She roller skates and she likes the outdoors. She does live in Virginia, so it probably is not really going to be a lot of hot weather, but she's from here in Pennsylvania, and she comes back to visit a lot. So I figured she will probably get some use out of this hat this winter. So my next knitting whip is some socks that I'm making, or just one sock at the moment. And I am using the Know Your Name colorway by Desert Vista Dye Works. This is my first time using Desert Vista Dye Works sock yarn, and I really am enjoying it. It's it's just very soft. And this is the colorway all caked up. Look how cool that is. And this is, I should say, Know Your Name refers to the theme song for the 80s TV show Cheers. And I think I told you on my last FlossTube that Cheers kind of holds a lot of nostalgia for me as a child, because I listened to it. I listened to the theme song trying to fall asleep on the couch many a nights, because I was a child who did not like to go to sleep. Silly child. Sleep is great. But I didn't like to go to sleep, so my mom would try to get me to fall asleep on the couch while she was watching TV. So, and often that TV show would be Cheers. So, as of right now, this is where I am at. I am doing cuff down because I have discovered a love for 9-inch circulars. So I am doing cuff down. And not everybody loves 9-inch circulars, but I don't know if that is because I have small hands, if it works better for me. I don't know. But anyway, I have discovered that I really enjoy that, which has now made me a cuff down stitcher. But that poses a problem because I have one sock still to make from last year's Christmas socks that my friend Sarah from the Bookish Knitter and the 14 Count Stitcher on FlossTube, we have kind of had a Christmas sock along with just the two of us for the last couple of years. And this year it's just Desert Vista Dye Works we're doing. We're not going to do like a specific Christmas colorway. But anyway, I have a pair of socks that I got second sock syndrome on, and I never did the second sock. And I did it with magic loop method from the toe up, because that used to be my preferred method. But now I don't prefer that, I don't think. So it's gonna be, I don't know how to fix that issue. Should I just try to figure out, like, because at this point they're gonna not look, entirely the same anyway, I think, because I don't think I wrote down like the exact measurements and stuff. So should I just try to wing it? And I think, oh no, I might have used a pattern, but that doesn't matter. I can still do that. Should I just try to wing it and do the second sock with the with this method? or should I stick with it and do it the same? Even though switching methods at this point is like making me not want to do it. I don't know what to do. I'm sure once I cast on and magic loop, it would be fine, but it's just like getting to that point. You know what I mean? But anyway, so this is where I'm at. Okay, sorry, I had to pause my video again, and I don't remember where I left off. So I think I was, oh, no, I was going to tell you a brief story about this yarn. I don't remember if I saw how it looked knitted up in, because Desert Vista Dye Works does like a little, like storyboard almost, and often it will have like the inspiration picture and the what the yarn kind of looks like knit up in just like a vanilla pattern kind of a thing. I didn't remember what exactly it looked like, and I didn't save the picture, and this was like a limited edition thing, so I don't think it's there anymore. But when I started knitting it up and I saw this really pronounced rainbow pattern, I was like, how does this have anything to do with Cheers? I just kind of assumed it was all going to be like muted patterns, but I must have known that there was like a rainbow pattern in it. I don't know. But anyway, so I was telling Sarah, I was like, this doesn't really evoke Cheers to me, I don't think. So then she found the kind of like title picture from Cheers, which if I can find it, I will pop it up here, but hopefully I can, because I'm going to reference it. As you can see in this picture, which was always on the, like, as the song played, you'd get like different still shots of like Victorian people in the bar, and that it was always the black and white, but it would have little pops of like bright pink or, you know, some kind of other colors in it. So that's where they were referencing it. So now that I know that, I'm like, oh, this is nice. I mean, I like it anyway because I like rainbow colors and really bright pops of color. But at first I was like, how is this like referencing Cheers? But now I get it. So, all right. That's enough of that. Let's move on to our stitching whips. Okay, so now we're into stitching whips. And we're just going to start with the big mama of, of my whips. We are going to show Mini Winning Putt by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is, the artist is Jane Wooster Scott, and this is what it will look like done. And I think I took a screenshot from my previous FlossTube of where it was when I last saw you, and since then I have gotten a lot done. So here is where I am now. So as you can see, I have gotten a whole lot done. I have put it back on this scroll frame, or not scroll frame, Q-snap, for the time being, because I was having some shoulder pain, and I kind of assumed it was because of all the stitching I was doing. So I thought, well, I better put some stuff on Q-snaps for a while and use my lap stand, so that I just was doing like still one-handed stitching, which most people that use lap stands and stuff are doing two-handed stitching, which I do when I do that. But I was trying to give my shoulder a rest, so I didn't do that as much. But I worked a lot up into this area and got completely across. This is like the full length pretty much of the piece, because the Q-snap frame bar thingies go clear up or to the edges of the piece. Now I'm going to say, so okay, so as right now I am almost 33% completed with this whole thing, which is pretty exciting. And I think I just finished my third page finish. So I have one more full page and like a little sliver to the end of the piece. And I'm going to attempt, although I feel like I'm going to fail, but I'm going to attempt to get the whole top row of this done by the end of the year, which probably means I'm going to have to be pretty much monogamous um, throughout the month of December. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that completely, because even if I would do that completely on my for my stitching, I still would like want to do some knitting every once in a while, because I really like to knit in the winter time. So I've noticed I'm like getting really into that again. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go, and I still have to finish some cross stitch gifts and, you know, my knitting gifts and things. So we'll see. But that is going to at least be my goal. So if I have a goal, then I might be close to that goal by the end of the year. We'll see. But anyway, I think after I film this video, I'm going to take it off the scroll or the Q-snap and just use a hoop again. I really am not a big fan of using the big frames, and with the way that this is, as big as this is with my lap stand, I basically have to set it on a table and sit at a table, and that's just not the way I really enjoy stitching. So yeah, we're gonna take this off the frame and just use a hoop for the remainder of the year, I think, unless I get shoulder pain again, then I got to do that. But I wanted to film this prior to taking it off the Q-snap, because it looks all nice and stuff, and I figured rather than iron it again, I would just show it to you while it looks nice. But yeah, it's gonna come off that here soon. Okay, so my next whip that I have made fairly significant progress on is Mini Birds and Blooms by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is, the artist is, why did I just blank? Amy Stewart. And so I've started to use the hashtag anything Amy Sow, that I think they're called the Stitchketeers have done, to just, you know, denote anything that is stitched by Amy Stewart, because a lot of FlossTubers really like to do Amy Stewart. So this is going to be a long skinny piece, and I am doing it for my mom. And on my last FlossTube, this was where I was, not very far along, and this is where I am now. I am doing 2/1 tent stitch on what is this, 25 count even weave, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying that again. I will say that I have kind of gotten into this thing where I don't feel the need to grid. But that's because of Pattern Keeper. I feel like, you know, gridding is not really a big deal. But and, you know, you can agree or disagree with me, whatever. But I will say that I wish I would have done some for tent stitching, because tent stitching, when you're used to full crosses, is a lot to wrap your head around, because your stitches feel incomplete, and they don't like, it's the counting part is like hard for me to like figure out, am I in the right place for my next stitch, you know what I mean? So now that I'm kind of into it and it's filling in more, I think I will be able to handle it. But I think and it's gridded on Pattern Keeper, so I still don't care too much. But what I'm trying to do at this point is fill it in to be more of a diagonal, and then I'm going to just try to do diagonals in like the 10 by 10 blocks down for a while at least, because at this point I'm too far along to change it back to full crosses. And I like the way it looks in the tent stitch, but it's still just a lot for my brain. So, and I didn't look to see how far along I am. It's like 1.5%, if that. I think it's like 1.5% done. And did I say this is 25 count easy even weave? Yeah, I did. So yeah, but I think it'll be really pretty when it's done. I love the colors that I've been using for it. And like a lot of my projects, I've been working in like blacks and darker colors. So to have these like bright, springy colors, especially in winter, has been really nice. So I feel like I'm going to want to pull this out more, which also will kind of already negate my plans for monogamous stitching for the rest of the year. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Okay, my next whip is just a tiny guy. It is the Gobble Gobble pattern, and is it a Dapper Doodad? Yes, it is a Dapper Doodad from Priscilla and Chelsea, Stitching with the Housewives. I picked this one up as part of my now defunct idea to try to make a bunch of smalls this year for for like a fall tree. I did not even come close to having enough to justify putting up my Christmas tree early and making it a fall tree. So someday, someday that's still something that I want to do. But I picked this up because Laura from Stitching by the Shore was having a birthday sow called the Pumpkin Birthday Sow, where she wanted people to stitch on a pumpkin for the month of October. So I picked this guy up because obviously pumpkin, little turkey guy, and leaves. So here is where I am on him. And sorry for the like trailing thread there, but like I said, this was just kind of a slap it together kind of YouTube video. But yeah, I think he's coming along nicely, but I will be honest that I probably will not get him done this year, probably. I'm probably going to put him away now and pick him up in probably January. I'm not somebody who like has to stitch seasonally, really. Like if I want to get it done, I'm just going to get it done. So, and the smalls are good for any time, really, for travel stitching or whatever. So I will finish him whenever. It doesn't matter if it's winter, spring, whatever. I will try to get him finished by next fall is my plan. Okay, the next whip is Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches. I picked this up for the anniversary of a thing. we'll just call it the anniversary of a thing that happened in my life on the 15th. And this pattern really spoke to me as something that is like that I need to remember all the time, but specifically in this month. So I haven't gotten very far on it, but and I don't even think that I took like a before picture. So, oh geez. All right, so here's where we got to. I was actually done, since I last did it, I had actually done like all of this. So pretty much I just worked on filling in the little like coral colored pieces, and I outlined the bottom of his little body there. It's actually not the bottom of his body because there's a little bit more in a different color, but that's really all I got done. I only ended up working on him on the 15th. He is going to go into my rotation. I won't just work on him one day a year. That would be silly, and I would never ever get it done. So he is going to go into like my normal rotation, which I'm going to try to stick to in 2023. But yeah, again, who knows? So hopefully I will get him done. My hope is to get him done next year. That's my plan. So I'm kind of like developing my plans as we speak. Now, my next whip is also a new start. My friend Alicia, I'm now blanking on if that's how you say your name or if it's Alicia. I think it's Alicia. um, who has the FlossTube channel, Adventures in Cross Stitching, I believe. Yes, Adventures in Cross Stitching. Wow, I'm really butchering this, Alicia. I will link all of her information below. But anyway, she has been doing a Sunday stitch for a while, and I know some other floss tubers that do that as well. And it's always kind of intrigued me, but I was like, I'm not going to do it yet. But she was doing the pattern. His name is Jesus, which I believe is a free pattern from somewhere. But I don't know that you can still get it. I don't remember. But anyway, that's not what I'm doing. But anyway, she finished it. So she needed a new Sunday stitch. So she picked up It Is Well With My Soul, or It Is Well, I think is just what it's called, by My Big Toe Designs. I will put the picture up here. And she was asking if anybody wanted to join her in stitching it. And I thought that yes, I would like to start my own Sunday stitch. And also, if you've been around for a little while, I am going to be starting a stitching prayer journal of sorts. It's more like going to be like a scrapbook, but it's going to be all Christian like prayer type, or like Bible verses, hymns, that kind of thing. So It Is Well fits with that. I am not sure if this is going to fit in the binder that I have, because my binder is an A5 binder, and I feel like this might be a little bit too big, but I'm going to figure out how to make it work, I think. Yeah, because I really wanted to go in there. So anyway, here is where I am at the moment. And this is on a piece of, I believe it is 20 count Ada. But I actually tea-dyed this myself. Alicia and I both tried our hand at tea-dyeing, and I think it came out quite well. I used a tutorial. I used several tutorials. One was from Priscilla and Chelsea, Stitching with the Housewives. I think that one was a little bit more involved because she also used coffee, or like instant coffee or something. I strictly use tea. So the only part that I don't really like is this like kind of orangey section that came out, but that's okay. I mean, this is as big as the piece is going to be. So obviously I didn't center it very well, but this is as long as the piece is going to be. So, so you're not really getting too much of that. So that's fine. But yeah, I decided to do it in reds. I actually have 3 reds in here. You can't really tell. You can tell the difference between the red, the dark red in the border, and then this other red. But you can't really tell the difference in the third one that I picked, but it's all right. I'm using Anchor for the first time. I just decided to try it, and I'm doing it 1/1 full crosses, just because this is still like a 6-strand thread, but I was told that it's a little bit thicker than DMC. I don't know. I'm not really seeing that much of a difference in Anchor and DMC, and probably for future things, I would probably just stick with DMC, not because this is more expensive or anything. I don't really remember if it is or not, maybe like a few pennies, but I don't really like having a random 3 spools hanging around. Like I either want my bobbins or I want floss drops, which eventually I think I'm going to put everything on floss drops. But I got to figure out the storage solution for that. But I don't really want like random spools hanging around. So I'm not really sure that I feel like this was a worthwhile purchase. I have 3 of them. And I'm sure with this little project, I'm not going to use this all. But, you know, I'll keep it. It is what it is. But I don't really think that I will continue to purchase Anchor when I can just get DMC and put them on floss drops. But anyway, I'm really excited with how this is turning out. I'm only going to be stitching this on Sundays, and possibly I might try to pick this up on like religious holidays. So Christmas, Easter. I consider Thanksgiving to be sort of a religious holiday. I know it's technically not, but I feel like it involved the pilgrims and religious freedom and giving thanks to God for bringing them through their trials. So to me, it is kind of a religious holiday. So, you know, I might try to pick this up on those days. But also, I'm usually pretty busy on holidays and don't really do much, if any, stitching. So I don't know if that will actually happen. But definitely every Sunday, this is going to be um, my plan to work on this for at least either like one motif or, you know, if I'm really pressed for time, 100 stitches. So did I say that this was 20 count? I'm pretty sure it's 20 count. Yes. So, oh, and then I still need to do, I was going to do like a dedicated stitchy journal video, but I'm also going to link Laura from Stitching by the Shore, who I already talked about, but I'm going to link her below because she is doing a series on stitching scrapbooks, which is where I got the idea from. And that was bad English, which is where I got the idea, period. And so she is doing like a whole series of how to put these things together. She likes to do paper crafting, which I used to do scrapbooking, but I kind of got out of that. It just wasn't really my passion, but because I was doing it for a while, and I guess it kind of was my passion at the time, I have a lot of scrapbooking materials. So I would like to use them. So I feel like this is a good way to kind of get into that. I think if this one is going to fit, there's not going to be any scrapbook paper put around it or anything. It's just going to be this, and maybe like I might put some kind of a border around it to kind of finish it. But yeah, it's probably just going to be this piece, if anything. So, but we'll see. I'm still going to try to do a dedicated video, but I may now wait until I like finish that piece and get it in there. Maybe I'll do like a plan with me type of a thing where I put it in there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I still haven't worked it out yet. But so that's that. Okay, and it looks like my last WIP that I have to talk to you about is a gift. And luckily, the reason I can show you these gifts, the hat and this project, is because I don't think that those friends watch my videos. I know the one that I'm going to show you now does not. But, you know, every once in a while, my other friend might pop on, but she doesn't like long videos, and we all know that these are extremely long videos. So she probably won't either. But anyway, I am doing a camper ornament for my friend for Christmas. And I don't remember any information about this. So I will put the finished picture up on the screen here, and I will put all the information down below. I just now realized that I didn't look up any of the information, but I've got the pattern off of Etsy. And I'm actually only going to stitch the camper and the the sky and the trees and the campfire around it. I'm going to leave off the words just because I want to make this into an ornament, and it's already going to be a fairly good size. With just that. So I didn't, and plus I'm kind of on a time crunch at this point because it's the middle of November, and I'm assuming that we're going to want to get together to exchange gifts before Christmas. So I still need to finish the stitching part and finish an actual ornament and do a finishing of another ornament for my other friend that we hang out with. So anyway, here's where I am at the moment. So probably after finishing this, do some more stitching in this today, because I'm trying to make this. This is now that I'm done with my bird crash club piece. I forgot to talk about that, but I started trying to do 25/7 stitching, which is not always. I'm still not like used to that routine. but I'm going to try to do that. But instead of like only like stopping at 25 minutes, if I do 100 stitches, and then if I still have time, I continue on. So, because I need to get it done. And as you can see, it's already going to be kind of sizable, so it might be a big ornament. But oh well, it is what it is. I can't stop now. So she's gonna probably be getting a bigger ornament than my other friend because I already finished hers. So oopsie. But I love you the same, guys. So my other friend that is also getting an ornament does sometimes watch my channel. So Kim, even if yours is smaller, I still love you. All right, so yeah, I think it's coming out really well. So I just need to get it done. Ah. And then I still need to get finishing pieces for them and like fabric and things. Jeez. Okay, so now let's go on to Happy Mail and haul. I don't have a lot of haul because I was doing a lot of yarn buying this year because a few friends and I are doing yarn advents, which they have a lot of stashed yarn because they've been knitting for a lot longer than I have, but I do not, or did not. So we each decided to do 12 5-gram minis, and I did not have 12 nice skeins of yarn. I mean, I had some that were just like Michael's yarn that was probably just like acrylic yarn, which, you know, is fine. But when you're giving it as a gift to friends that use nice yarn, you need nice yarn to give back. So I had to, throughout the last half of the year, get some nice yarn so that I could put it into minis. So anyway, that is why I don't have a lot of my own haul, because I now need to like stop and focus on gift giving haul. So only haul that I actually received since I last talked to you was November's Bird Crush Club, and I think I can show it because it's been a while. It's the violet green swallow. Look how pretty. Oopsie, all the little materials are coming out. And then let's see what that, oh, there you go. There's what's actually going to look like. This seems like this is going to slow me down. Every time she puts like a dock or something that's just like a lot of brown stitching in, I'm like, this is gonna take forever. But I really like that little bird guy. So I will do this, but I might do the bird first. But he's definitely gonna need to go on there because he's like perched on there and there's little flowery bits there. So it's definitely gonna have to happen. Maybe I should do this part first to get it out of the way. So, but I'm assuming it's because, you know, this is the picture she took it from. So, but he's really cute. Oh, and when you get Bird Crush Club, which this doesn't really matter now because we're almost to the end, and I don't assume she's going to do this again next year. But we get some variegated Threadworks overdyed floss, which I will say, whilst I like it, I love the way it looks and everything. The fact, and I don't know, this might not be the reason at all, but because they come in these tightly wound little things, I do always take it out and like put it on a floss. Well, I just usually like thread it back through this, and this is its floss strap. But like I have to leave it for a while because I know some people like iron it, but like I don't do that, and it like kinks up and gets all knotted up. It's really frustrating. So if anybody has any ideas, because I still have like floss from all my other months left. I mean, most of the designs that she sends these with don't take so much that I don't still have leftovers. So if anybody knows how to make it just like not all the time, because It's like even worse than DMC thread for me. Like, just it's always like every stitch I have a knot that I have to deal with. So if anybody knows how to fix that, please let me know. And that doesn't require me to iron my threads because I feel like that's excessive. But maybe not. It might be fine. I don't know. And I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. Obviously, I need to eat my lunch soon, but it's not lunchtime yet. So I don't know. I need a snack. All right, sorry, I had to pause again. But I have one more piece of happy mail. My friend Leanne from Small Town Stitches, which I think I finally got the right channel name because I think the last time I might have called her like hometown stitches and then homegrown stitches. I think she changed her Instagram name like a while back, and I think that's why I got confused. I will put both in the description box. But anyway, we had been talking, and she loves to do full coverage cross stitch, and she does a lot of heaven and earth designs. And we were talking the other day, and she asked me for my email for that I use for my Heaven and Earth Designs wish list, which I don't have a lot on my wish list really because I'm trying to be like calm. So, but and this one actually wasn't on my wish list, but she just randomly out of the blue sent me what is it even called? It is called, oh yeah, the Grand Library of Fire. It is a quick stitch, and can you tell? And it's and again, it's an Amy Stewart. And can you see, because it's one of the Grand Library ones, how the walls of this are book pages? It is adorable. I really should, because it is, you know, clearly like a winter cozy scene, and it has books and a cute doggy and a kitty. I feel like I should start this in the winter time, like maybe January. But I have like 4 other full coverage pieces going and a goal on winning putt. And I feel like, should I? I mean, if I started it, I don't know that it would really like get done in any fashion anytime soon. But I just might have to. This might have to be, Leanne, my New Year's new start. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually feasibly possible. Because I mean, I don't have any of the supplies at this point. And I don't know if that's ridiculous or not. But anyway, she randomly sent this to me, and I love it. And thank you, Leanne. That was so nice of you. So we'll see when I can actually get this started. But yeah, maybe if I reach some end of the year goals, maybe I will feel more comfortable starting this. Because I also, okay, back up the train. We're going to briefly talk about plans for the end of the year and like kind of going into the new year, which I should probably wait and talk about that until like my December FlossTube, because I think, okay, so first of all, my plans toward the end of the year is, I told you I want to try to get the whole, the end of that whole first row of mini winning putt done. We'll see. And obviously I need to get Christmas presents done. And as far as FlossTube is concerned, I want to film a end of the year like whip parade, which, I mean, I don't have a ton of whips, so like mostly the things that you see every time are probably going to be in that whip parade, but I would just kind of like to have like that in posterity to like see where I was at the end of 2022. And then also I would like to film a finish parade, because that will have a whole heck of a lot more. So I feel like I did a lot of finishes, even just stitched finishes, not even knitting finishes. And I don't even know if I really kept track of all my knitting finishes. this year, so I don't know if I would even be able to include the knitting finishes. So it might just be a stitching finish parade, but I would like to do that. So hopefully I can get my act together. I am considering taking some time off between Christmas and New Year's, maybe. And then maybe I can do all that. So we'll see. We'll see what my helper at work has going on. And then I wanted your input for some kind of challenge that I could do in 2023. Because the reason that I want to know this is because I will be turning 40 in 2023. I will be turning 40 in May of next year. So, I mean, that only gives me like 5 months, not even, because my birthday is at the beginning of May. So to do any kind of like, 40 this and, whatever, but I want to like kind of take that whole year and make it like about turning 40, Does that make sense? And I know, I know Jen Lee from Quirks and Stitches is doing like a totally insane 40th new start. What did she call it? 222 new starts in this year. Like that's crazy town to me. Like I would be so just stressed out by that number. But hey, it's awesome to watch. I love watching it from her on. She mainly posted on Instagram, but then she posts when she's the one that does the 24 hours of cross stitch, and she will post like really long recap videos of 24 hours of cross stitch every few months. I think she does it once a quarter. But anyway, so I don't want to do anything like that, I don't think. But are there any do you have any suggestions on like challenges I could do for like my 40th year, or like goals I could have? I already have a birthday start picked out of one of my Hades that I have. So I will more than likely be starting a new Hade, which is why I hesitate to start the one that Leanne bought me. But we'll see, maybe. Yeah, I can't think of anything that like wouldn't stress me out. So if you could think of anything. Also, I kind of petered out on WhipGo this year. Like in September, I think is kind of when I petered out of it. And because I don't have like a ton of whips, I kind of feel like the way WhipGo is supposed to go is not really conducive to what I have, because like I was putting the projects that I had on there multiple times, because I only have like roughly 8 whips at any given time. So I was thinking about doing more of like a generic style WhipGo board for next year, of like, 1,000 stitches on a Hade, in that month or something like that. So give me in the comments if you think of it, and if you want to contribute, give me some ideas for prompts that I can put on my WhipGo board next year. Just for reference, I do a lot of full coverage now. So, and those are going to be things that I'm going to try to make good progress on next year. But I do, just normal stitching too, normal sized stitching. But I do kind of want to focus more on the whips, the full coverage whips I have for next year. Obviously, one of my goals is to get Mini Winning Putt done. I told you I changed my goal to Christmas of 2023 because I had no idea when I started that thing what really the commitment that was going to be involved in that. So I told my dad the other day, I says, you are probably going to have to wait till Christmas to get this. And because I said, I don't think I'm going to have it done by your birthday. So, but I haven't really been showing him progress updates. So I still might put it, if I can get to like the actual uh, golfers sometime soon next year, or by his birthday, I might at least wrap it up and say, like, it's not done, but here's the progress I've made on it so far. So, and just like wrap it up for different uh holidays and things, gift giving holidays as I'm working through it. So we might try that one. But yeah, so in the comments, if you're still watching this, give me some 40th birthday type challenges to do, that would like maybe encompass a whole year. And give me some Whipco prompts that I can do. Or tell me if anybody else that you watch has done something like that, like a more generic Whipco board, that maybe I could go watch and get some ideas from. Oh, and then also, of course, part of my plans is to do a stitchy prayer journal type of a thing and start like doing more Sunday stitches. So yeah, I'm formulating plans for 2023, but anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. So I'm gonna go put all my stuff away, edit this extremely probably long video because I've had a lot of stops and starts and having to remember where I was and probably repeating myself a lot. So I don't know when you're going to end up seeing this, but yeah, when you do, I hope you enjoy. I hope you're having a lovely start to your holiday season, and I hope you have a lovely Christmas, because I do, well, a lovely Thanksgiving if you're in the US, and because that's next week, and then I don't know if I will see you before Christmas or not. I have a lot of gifts to focus on, so I don't know if I'm going to want to deal with filming as well, but all right, friends, I will see you when I see you, hopefully by the end of the year. So have a great holiday season, and I will talk to you soon.